Welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. I'm Jennifer. This is my mom, Carol, and we are happy to be with you again today. It is Saturday, February 25th for us. Yeah. You may be watching this in the same day, different day, March, next year.
Depending when it uploads.
Yeah. And it's early morning for us. It's only about 11. So yeah, we're looking forward. We have lots of fun stuff to talk about today. I want to start by thanking all of you who have come back to watch us again, and thanking all of you who decided to pause or click on that box in YouTube and say, what's this all about? Let's watch them. So we hope you'll enjoy. If you like our show, please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. We'll have a question you can answer, so you can leave us an interesting comment. But we'll jump right into it. So let's start with some thanks and some highs and some welcomes. So first of all, I want to say thank you for Flosstube mentions. Liz at Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch and Michelle at Penny's Daughter Shares both mentioned us recently. So thanks, ladies. And then we have some highs. So actually last week you were not feeling well. You're still coughing.
I'm still not doing great.
Yeah, but you were not in any condition to leave the house last weekend, so I wound up working at Persnickety for a day, and I got to meet Kathy. It was very fun to meet you, Kathy. Thanks for coming in. And then you met some people when you were...
Yeah, Susan came in from Kentucky, and then Kathy came, and Lisa came from Fishers, which is a town just to the... she didn't come into the store. She was at Fancy Works, and I talked to her down there when I went down a couple weeks ago. And let me just apologize for my voice. We may have a few pauses here because I'm still coughing and packing and blowing. So you don't need to see that. So, no, if it stops, it's just because I'm trying to, puke in the trash can or something.
No puking.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. And
I've been fighting this for like over a week now, and I'm done.
Yeah, like 2 weeks. Close to
done.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
You have to be better quick.
Yes.
We have some exciting stuff coming up.
Yes, we do.
So, yes, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Want to say welcome to a few of our new subscribers. I just grabbed names randomly from our new subscribers. So welcome to all of you, including Linda, Leslie, Kimberly, Marilyn, Rita, and Hounds of Sugarville. Love that name. And then...
put up pictures of your dog if you have dogs.
Oh, yeah, if there's hounds.
Yeah, hounds, multiple
Please
dogs.
Tag her at Grand Stitches on Instagram. She wants to see all the dogs.
She wants a dog.
Yes, she does.
She wants a dog.
Yes.
She's in bad shape.
And then I want to say thank you for the continued great comments about our FFO challenge. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I really appreciate all the great comments, the participation. It's so much fun to see everything.
I am just blown away. I found out I was commenting the wrong way, but what can I say? She's younger than I am. But I'm so impressed. You guys have just been hitting it out of the park.
Yeah.
You have just finished, and then there's me. But hopefully you just done great, and they're also pretty, and they're so nice, and
so many different varieties.
Yes, and be really proud of yourself. Maybe this was kind of the kick in the pants you needed, but boy, you guys are going nuts, and it looks great.
Yeah,
it looks great.
All right, well, let's talk about our quilting.
Well, no, the first thing, let's just do this.
Okay.
The last time I actually did have an FFO, and we didn't have the name, and I went through my patterns because one of our viewers had asked about it, and it's a Mosey and Me, not Lizzie Kate. Yeah. And as I look at it, I know it's Mosey and Me because that's their style. So I just wanted to correct that so that you don't think we were misleading you.
And Mosey and Me is...
They could be retired. I'm not positive.
I think one of them passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not positive, but I know they're not actively publishing anymore.
Yeah, I think they were from Katie, weren't they?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I thought they were close to us. But...
All right, before we get too far, tell us about your quilt today.
Okay. Well, when my bee first started, we had a deal where each month the hostess would ask the other members of the bee to make her a block. And sometimes they would have a pattern. Sometimes they would have, different requirements. When it was my turn, I said, I want a red heart.
Red and white.
Red with a white background. And I wanted it like a bright red, not a, But so this is what they did. And I just love it. I think this one down here was mine.
I just realized we were talking about the year this was finished. And I joined the bee in 2007. And you said the hearts were done before then, but I made one of these blocks. These were your blocks the next year.
Oh.
So it's 2 years of bee blocks.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I guess when I finally figured out a setting for them, I think I did have the bee make these blocks.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so the bee made the whole quilt, basically. I made this one down here.
You just put it together.
And I put it together.
Yeah.
It was quilted by Paul Wyckoff, and I love it. I just think it's so pretty. And he did a great job.
I think that's my block.
Oh, is it?
I recognize
that fabric, yeah.
A couple of the
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then Susie Wetzel, who was no longer with us, made this one, and she put a little snowman pin on for me. They all know.
Do you want to read this
and
quote?
This said,
yeah.
A little here, a little there, just gathering as we go, and save each little scrap with care. That's how our quilts will grow.
Yeah.
And it's not signed, and she's no longer in the bee, and I think it was Anne who made it. But
so pretty.
It's
beautiful,
so pretty. I
like
used it as my
ribbon.
Yeah, she made the embroidery and everything with it. It was just blew me away. So they were all different kinds. It was a great quilt.
No pattern for this quilt.
No pattern.
There was probably a pattern for this block that you pulled off of out of a book or off of a site.
But the rest are just
everything else.
Everybody else just made.
Yeah.
So I love all of them. They're all so pretty.
They're great.
And they're all different. They're all
Let's see,
different.
Can I hold up from the bottom? There's one that has it's like crazy quilt, and there's one that has a cardinal in it. Let's see. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So really neat quilt.
Yeah.
Really neat. And the date on this is 2008.
Yeah. A few years ago.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
I joined the bee when I had a baby, and now he's 6'3".
No, you joined when you had Jenna.
Oh, I thought I joined when I had him.
No.
Oh.
No,
well,
because you were working 3 days a week and you used to come.
The other baby is going to be 18.
The bee's been around a while.
Yeah. It's been a while. Life updates. You've been busy being sick since the last episode, but you went on a stitch day before that.
We went down, Teresa, my stitch group and I went down to Fancy Works, and we had a great time and saw several people. It'll come to me. We saw Debbie and we saw Pam, and we saw a bunch of other people that we know. And Debbie and Pam come to our retreats all the time. Yay! We're going to see them in a couple of weeks. Yay! Yeah. So that was a good day, and then it went downhill from there. I don't know. I just I was kind of sneezing, and then I was kind of coughing, and then I was kind of dead.
Yeah.
And I was basically in bed for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And finally, I thought I've had enough, so I've been getting up, but I still feel like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're getting better. Hopefully. You're medicated.
Yeah.
So.
I'm swigging NyQuil and DayQuil out of the bottle.
I had it a little better than you the last couple of weeks because I didn't get that.
She hasn't been here in several days.
I know. Yeah. I'm trying to think. So I worked in the shop for you last weekend.
Saturday,
that was fun. It's the first time I've been alone at the shop. I only made one big mistake. When the owner came at the end of the day to close, and I was like, everything matched except for this thing, which I couldn't figure out how to do. So you can deal with that on Tuesday. And she did. And then I left her a note where I wrote half of the sentence and just stopped because I was talking to someone evidently. And so she called me on Tuesday and she was like, could you give me a call when you have a chance? Because I don't know what this means. And I just stopped halfway through. So anyway, that was fun. And then this week was a big week. On Monday, which was a school holiday, but not a work holiday, the princess, my daughter, who is currently 17 and a senior in high school, she went to the Indiana State House and testified to a House committee for some legislation that she felt very strongly about. Unfortunately, it did not go her way, so that's been frustrating, but I'm so proud of her. She was so poised.
Yes.
Didn't look nervous at all.
Oh, no.
So articulate.
Great presence. Great presence.
Yeah, she was amazing. So I appreciate her passion. I appreciate her her willingness to put herself out there. And I'm just amazingly proud of her and impressed by her. And then,
And she made the front page of the newspaper.
oh yeah, I got to pick that
It's
up.
right there.
And
It's in
she
the bag.
made the news, the local news.
Yes, that's right. That's
so
Tuesday.
yes, it was very exciting. Thank you. All right.
Turn it over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at that later.
Yeah.
But and then that evening, she got an acceptance to one of her colleges that she applied to. So she's very excited about that. We're still waiting to hear from a couple. She's applying for a program that takes a little bit longer to get acceptances. So we'll know more in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
And the thing is that the programs are small. The colleges are pretty good size. So we knew she'd have no trouble getting into the college, but we didn't know if she would get into the program. So she was recording when she opened her email, and it was hysterical. She sent it to her mom and her dad and me, and she was just a nervous wreck, and I don't know what to do. And and it was so neat to watch.
Funny.
It was.
Oh, I forgot my password. What's my password? And then she remembered it or figured it out, right?
I told her, I said, your password ought to be, oh my God. Because that's all she kept saying.
So very exciting. Yep. So
it's her second acceptance.
It's her second acceptance. Yep. And
she's
we're
waiting on 3 more.
Waiting on 3 more schools. In fact, as we film, she's doing an interview today. So she's it's her last college acceptance interview.
Wow.
And then she'll move on. And we'll decide where she's going to go. So, very exciting. I think that's most of what's been going on.
Tuesday night, you and Jenna went to a play.
Yes, we Thursday night. We went to see Hairspray.
Yes,
the Broadway in Indianapolis.
Thursday night, their grandfather and I and their dad went to see Jack play in a jazz orchestra, which was great. The setup was a little awkward because it was supposed to be like a jazz cafe. It was more like a jazz mob because it was set up in the front of the auditorium. Where you enter the auditorium. And there were a lot of kids in this orchestra. And so as a result, they were kind of all crammed in. And so were the attendees. But it was great. It was so neat to see them do the jazz part rather than the serious part. Yeah. It's kind of like, Lizzie Kate versus Teresa Koga type thing or something. But it was great. They sounded so good. So good. Yeah. And the best part is Jack's tux still fits.
Yeah, he got the tux when he was a freshman. He's a sophomore now, but he's grown about 6 inches. And thank goodness one of my friends actually helped do the sizing. And she knew, she's like, boys grow. So all the boys their freshman year look like, they're like monkey suits or something. They're so big. And then as they grow up, they grow into them. So he
looks very sharp.
He's doing great.
Very sharp.
Yeah.
So that was very enjoyable. That was neat.
Yeah. After the musical, we were hanging around because, there's just traffic in the parking lot. So we hang around inside for a little while. And one of the ushers came up and said to my daughter, I saw you reading the program and thought you might be interested to know that the cast comes out this door and they've been signing autographs. So we went down and we met a couple members of the cast and she got 2 autographs. And she got a picture with one of them. It was very exciting.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
that's really neat. That's really neat.
All right. Well, why don't we show a couple of previous finishes and then we'll go into some questions.
These aren't my finishes, but this our stitch group does sometimes in Christmas we do exchange, not all the time. And this was one of the one this I got from Marcia, and I just love it. It was finished by Teresa. And it was really pretty.
And that's a Lizzie Kate.
That's a Lizzie.
Piece. Yes.
Kate, yeah. I think no.
Yep, that's Lizzie Kate. It
was
a
okay.
3-part chart.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Very neat on the wooden snowflake.
Yeah, that was a great finish.
And it's a very thin snowflake, so it's
not heavy at all.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
And a snowflake charm even.
Yeah.
Very cute. That was 2018.
Yeah. And then this my friend Bonnie made for me. And I don't know that it was a gift. I mean, it wasn't part of an exchange. She just made it, and that's a JBW design.
Yeah.
And it's got real pretty snowflake fabric on the back. And it was finished by Karen in our stitch group.
Very pretty. And those hang up in your sewing room
all
year.
All year.
All year. Those are not Christmas tree ornaments. Those are look at them every day ornaments. So
I got lots of snowman stuff that I look at every day.
yes. Questions from the last episode. So let's start with our question for you. We asked you, do you have a favorite size or brand of needle? Some of you do, some of you don't. So here we go. Let's start with size. So size was pretty close. So
What about
we
the common
had
threads?
those come last.
Oh,
after
okay. I thought they were first.
So we'll actually get two graphs today because we have a size graph and then, well, I don't know, maybe two graphs. So we had 2 people who said the size 24 needle is their favorite. And if people gave me 2, like I like 24 and 26, I counted it for both.
Yeah.
So 2 said size 24, 1 said size 25, 33 said size 26, and 27 said size 28. So those are by far the most common. Those are the 2 I use most, 26 and 28. You use mostly 26? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then we went to favorite needles. So I will tell you, like half of the favorite needles are no longer made. So we're all looking for new favorites. By and large, the number one was no preference. Like I just grab a needle, I use whatever I can find. That's me. I don't have a strong preference. That's not you though. Second was Bohin with 21. Bowen with 21. A lot of people said they had moved to Bowen as other ones that they liked went away. And then our third was Peacemakers. And it's so funny. I always love watching the comments because in the very beginning, like nobody mentioned Peacemakers. And then all of a sudden there was a rush of a bunch of Peacemakers. And that's another one a bunch of people have started to try more recently and moved to from other ones. So the Bowen and the Peacemakers are still available today. Then we go into, after that, we had 13 people who still love their Pat Carsons. Some of you have a stash of Pat Carsons. There were many people who said, like, the minute I heard, I went and ordered as many as I could. Somebody said they ordered 100 needles and they plan to use them for the rest of their life. I love that. Then behind Pat Carson, we had 10 people with John James Petite. Those are also not being made
that's
anymore.
Me.
That's you.
I really like the Petite needles.
Then we had 5 people for DMC needles. 5 people who say they just use the needles that come out of their kits and keep using them.
I did that for a long time until I found John James Petite. I like Pat Carson, but...
Yeah. 4 that were regular John James. 3 that are Edmar. So somebody commented they feel like Edmar are the new Pat Carsons. So those will be interesting to try. 3 who enjoy the ball tip. I like the ball tip needle as well. And then 2 who like Mary Arden.
That's a new name. I bought some down at Fancy Works. So I'll try them and see how they go. 2 who like tulip needles. I see them mostly in quilt shops. We'll have to check that out next time. And then 1 who liked Cosmo needles. Oh, okay. And 1 who liked what's called the perfect needle, but that's no longer made as well. So lots of different ones there. Hopefully some new names for everybody to try and see what they like. Or keep just grabbing whatever's on the needle minder. Common threads. So we already talked about people hoarding them when they found out what their favorite brand was going out. There was somebody else who said that their shop is not online. And when they saw it, they knew that their shop wouldn't sell out, but they like dropped everything and ran over there and bought all of them. I can't remember which brand it was, but that was funny. A lot of people talked about the size of the eye having an impact, and it really has to be easy to thread, or they like this one because it has a bigger eye. And then a lot of people commented they never knew the difference until they tried a good needle. Yeah. So that would be me. I used kits for years, and then all of a sudden I tried this and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So yeah, so lots of great comments on that. I guess the thing I noticed is that the kit needles and everything are the bigger, longer needles. Yeah. And also they're bigger usually. And so depending on what you're working on, if it's some linen, then it's fine. the big needles really kind of make
They
big
make
holes
bigger
and stuff.
holes, yeah.
So, but the petites, I don't know. I mean, I have large hands, but still, I really like working with the petites, especially when you get to the end, you can unch it underneath and you don't have this great big long needle trying to, steal the thread. It works really well. I'm good at that. I will stitch till the bitter end.
All right, and we had a couple of questions related to needles. So Karen asked, do we know of a good needle threader?
We have them. I bought some, but we can't find them. Jennifer was tearing the room apart before, and we've even straightened up.
Yeah.
But they're here somewhere, and we'll attempt to locate them before the next video.
Yeah.
Which gives us 3 weeks
but
to frantic searching.
But I think you got a pack of like a dozen on Amazon.
There were 6 or 8. No, I got them through... Country Stitcher had them.
Country Stitcher,
and they recommended, I'll have to look up the name. Country Stitcher recommended this person who had them. But they may be available on Amazon too. They're little colored things about this big, and they have a little tiny hook on it.
Hook,
and we'll find them. They're in this room somewhere.
That's what I've
like
used.
Everything is.
You gave me a couple of those, and that's what I've used. Yeah. Sarah asked how we keep our needles organized. I love how you think we're very organized, Sarah. I have a needle book that I intended to bring and totally forgot, and I just put them all in there.
I don't organize by size. I'm organized by sight. I can tell which are the petite needles, so those are the ones I look for. And I have usually, 2 or 3 needle minders hanging around either on the magnet board that's holding my chart or on my piece that I'm working on. And so I hang them on there, but I don't really... I just have
you have
bag.
a little go bag that has scissors and needle minders and magnets kind of all together in there.
All together, but there's no specific...
But there's no organization.
Like some people will take like a red tomato pincushion and they'll mark off, because they have the lines, they'll mark off sections for 26, 24, 28, beading, stuff like that. That's really neat, and I think that's a super idea. God knows if I'd ever get to it. But I think that would be a good way to organize them.
That would.
If nothing else.
All right. Joy asked, what size project is small, medium, and large? What do you think?
Small is something you can finish, I would say, in less than a week.
Yeah.
Something like this probably went pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Something like this went fairly quickly. That wasn't too much sewing. His beard was a lot, but that went pretty quickly. You could probably wipe that out in a week. Maybe not 7 consecutive days, but in 6 or 7 days of sewing. Stitching, whatever we're doing.
I think it depends on the density and the size, right? Because you think about the size of a small, a medium, or a large,
right?
But then also the density of stitching. Like the dimensions piece I'm working on, it's only going to be 5 by 7, but it's full coverage. So that to me is not a small.
And then I look at over there, I can see the one that's the flowers behind the snowman back there. And that's fairly small, but there's a lot of detail and a lot of back stitching. And that might possibly be a medium.
Yeah.
Depending on some of them that are really open and like doing letters, those are fast,
even sometimes you get a big one. That's fast. So anyway, make up your own small, medium, and large, right?
A medium would be, something you could finish maybe in a month. And a large is something that you're like, oh my God, why did I pick this?
If you stitch monogamously. Right?
If you're a monogamous stitcher. But just not necessarily consecutive days, but over a 30 days of counting. It could be 6 months, but it could be 30 days out of the 6 months.
Yeah.
To me. And then the Haid designs, what is it, Heaven and Earth designs, which are full coverage. Those are huge.
Large,
those are just, hopefully I'll finish it in my lifetime. Jamie Mickelson on Cornhusker State Stitchers loves them, and she's got several of them going, and God bless her. I hope she finishes. I mean, she's young, but I'm hoping she finishes at least one of them in her lifetime, because there's so much coverage, full density, full coverage, but they're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Okay.
All right. Noelle said, where do you get your sock yarn? You want to know what I answered? Where doesn't she get her sock yarn?
That's about right. I get a lot of it at Michael's, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They have the brands. And then several years ago, I went on a shop hop with my friend Hannah, and I picked up a few more skeins of yarn there from different yarn stores. And then there's Socks Unlimited. Simply Socks is a store up in Fort Wayne. They're open like 1 or 2 days a month, but they do a huge mail order business. And I know one time I was looking and they had some really pretty yarn, and there were 6 different colors. And the deal was, if you bought all 6, it was free shipping. So, went down that rabbit hole. So I have a lot of sock yarn.
But you like to visit local yarn shops and buy
like
there.
yarn
but
shops,
then you also use big box, right?
Yeah, sometimes I find something. Michael's is pretty much the only place I bought yarn. I haven't bought it really at Joann's.
Okay.
But that's where I bought the purple for the scarf and the hat and everything.
Yeah, did you weave those ends in yet?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I can take it home today. All right, and then Gail asked where the princess, Jenna, gets her diamond paintings. So she's gotten a lot of them as gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Some come off Amazon, some come from the big box stores. She got several from one of our amazing viewers who sent her a package. She's made all of them, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, last weekend. I'll take a quick sidebar. Last weekend, Saturday morning, she was like, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I have absolutely nothing to do. I finished all my diamond paintings. And I was like, you've been babysitting. Drive yourself over to Michael's and buy yourself a new diamond painting. And she went, and I could go to Starbucks on the way. So off she went with cash in hand. I taught her how to sign up for the Michael's Rewards app. She forgot to use her coupon, but oh well.
Oh, Lord.
That's okay. Live and learn, right? So she bought herself a huge one. So she's not even a third done with it yet.
I've bought her a couple at Hobby Lobby. They have them there. Okay. Lots of times they'll have them on sale.
Yeah.
I know I bought her a couple when I was walking through and put them away for her birthday or Christmas because they were 40% off.
Yeah. Let's get into some stitching.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to start or do you want to start?
I can't even find mine.
Okay. How about I'll start and show a few. Yeah. So I keep joking about this, but when you don't have a lot of whips, it's like a whip parade every episode. So let's start with the first one I'm going to share with you today. It's Goody Grimwood. I actually did touch all of my active projects this month. So Goody looks a little funny. I think I shared with you last time or the time before that I was afraid I was going to run out of the green. Well, it's going to happen. So what I decided to start doing, I have not yet run out, but what I decided to do is stitch every other row with the Oscar that I have. And then when I get a new one, I'll fill it in instead of doing a whole section with the new one.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also a vine that'll go up here, and that could be the new green, but because of the grass has a ton of green.
I think I have that.
So anyway, I'm coming along well. I'm at the end here of the grass. Hallelujah. I still have a couple or 3 pumpkins to fill in, and then there's a bird cage and another big flower thing like this over here. So yeah, I think when you saw it last time, I was somewhere over here. So I filled in quite a bit of green. I stitched some more pumpkins and it is coming along great. I really love working on this one. It is on 40 count Stars Hollow by R&R Reproductions, which is the called for, and I'm using all the called for floss colors.
And what size needle?
This I'm using a ball tip. So I'm probably using which is smaller, 28.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The smaller ball tip, yes. And I like the ball tip on the 40 count.
Wow.
Probably more so than the others. Okay. Hey, if you don't like it, you don't have to try it.
I have a whip. There it is. Actually, it's not a whip, it's a finish, but I can't show it to you because it's my small exchange for the retreat. And
that's
so
coming up,
you're not gonna see it. I'll take a picture of it and you'll see it after.
Yes.
But that's my.
All right. Next up, that's what I told her. I said she could show you guys the bag. And I can attest there is something in there. I'm trying to find the picture. Okay, next one. Oh boy, I'm loving this one too. This is my Christmas gift from my mom. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, National Park's birthday. And I am stitching this on 25 count. Please hold. 25 count Pearl Linen Natural, which I believe is a discontinued fabric. But it is fantastic. I am more than halfway
Wow.
across this top section.
This would be a long project.
This would be a large. For
Large,
me, it would be
yeah.
a large.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
some
a
other
large.
people might not consider it. So here's the fun thing on this one. You might see that our park ranger has pants, a shirt, a hat, but no face and no hair.
It's because it's her husband.
What?
Well, Mike doesn't have much hair.
Oh, no. So my twin nieces have both worked at a national park.
Oh, that's
And
right.
when
yeah.
we did our West Coast road trip several years ago, one of our nieces was working at a national park in South Dakota, and I can never remember which one. It was either Jewel Cave or Wind Cave. And she took us on a tour. She was the caboose on the tour, which is the ranger who's at the back.
To make sure nobody gets lost.
To make sure nobody stays in the cave, pretty much. And so I'm going to make this look like
a she ranger. Oh, good.
Well, it was meant to be a she ranger anyway, but she was like a redhead. So
Oh, yeah.
I dug through Floss,
cute.
and I had a picture of my nieces.
From the wedding.
From the wedding, yep. And they're twins. So the beauty is it's going to be both of them here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you
that's
have 4
the plan.
rangers, so.
I have 4 rangers. Maybe I'll make them both,
Oh, yeah, you have
twins.
to.
But this one is like, these are the parks in the Northwest. So that goes along with where they were. So that's where I am. I am enjoying this one so much. I had to put it down. Well, I put it down to go figure out the colors, and then I did pick it up again. But I'm really loving it, and I think this will keep moving along.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
That's a great idea to put them in it.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of a fun idea.
Okay, I haven't really done a ton of, I've done a lot of stitching, but it's only been on the which I finished. And then this is the Rondo, which I've been working on for only about 3 weeks now. And I'm loving it. I'm using the silky thread.
You showed it last time. You had just started it in our last episode.
Yeah.
And this is by Mary McDonald, Whispered by the Wind, cross-stitch designs.
Yeah, and then this.
Do you remember where or when you got this?
Keepsakes.
Oh,
no.
No.
It's on the bag.
Okay.
Hang on, the bag is right here. I think I got it at Needle Fever. Yes,
Back
I got
in
it
the
at
day,
Needle Fever.
Fever.
So that's been a long time.
Big tier. Needle Fever closed 12
Oh,
or 15 years
quite
ago.
a while ago now.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is where I am. Look how much I've gotten done. I was almost stayed up all night so I could finish it.
Yeah.
But it's going it's so much fun.
You really see the green
Hang
so
on.
much better now with so much more of it
Yeah.
filled in.
Yeah. When I started, remember, I just had like one corner done. And I was concerned that it was too light. But now
it looks great.
I love it. I love it.
And tell them what you're stitching with.
I'm using the Sulky, the blendables.
Yeah.
So it's one thread, and it's great. I love stitching with it.
And what's your
And my
fabric?
fabric
Do you remember?
is, yes. Where'd my thing go? My fabric is 28 count Lugana antique white.
It looks really amazing.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Like I said, I almost stayed up last night. I was stitching. I'm still watching the Olympics. I know that's insane. But we're into curling now. And it was, but I love it. I'm really pleased with it. And now I can't wait to start something else large that I can use the variegated.
for.
Yeah. Because it's so pretty. There we go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's my big project. I really haven't started anything else.
Well, then I'll pull out my dense project, which is not big.
Too busy coughing.
Next up for me is Weekend in Paris, Dimensions Gold Collection. And this one is stitched on the kit 18 count Ada. And I have my needle minder right in the middle, and I'm getting close, you guys.
Oh, look.
I am making great progress. I finished all the red except for what I ran out of. So I have I'll pull the DMC equivalent and fill that in. That's just a little bit down here and like a couple stitches there and a couple stitches up there that I missed on the beginning. So I've got her dress and I have Arc de Trio and then about a zillion lines of back stitching, which is okay because I don't mind back stitching, but
it'll make such a difference.
Yeah, it's gonna really
It'll
make things pop.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So yeah, I'm making
nice.
great progress on that. I'm hoping that will be a finish in the next month or so. I'd like to have this finished before we go into Stitch Mania in May. That's my goal right now. So, do you have others or no?
No, that's it.
Keep going then.
No.
Okay. So my next one is my temperature chart, and let me quickly find the cover pattern. So this is Mini Stars by Zara Design Studio, and I bought this off her shop on Etsy. I have finished the first full round of this one. I'm stitching it on 32 count Lugana in the color Silvery Moon.
That's really pretty.
And there's the first month and 3/4 of Indianapolis, Indiana high temperatures. I have used 9 of the colors in the temperature range. The lowest high was between 20 and 24. That's the lightest purple, which is, down here. The highest high was between 60 and 64, and I've used that here, here, and here. So we've had some of those crazy warm
Weather
days.
is insane.
Yeah. And I stitch on it every Wednesday night, and this week Wednesday was like 70 degrees. And then Thursday was warm too. So I think I'll introduce...
And yesterday was 29.
Yeah. I'll definitely introduce some green next time. And this is the color palette. I have all kinds of bags and bobbins and everything, but those are all the colors that are going to go into it. So over the next couple of months, we'll definitely see some of those greens and yellows and oranges. Hopefully not reds for a while. Yeah, so that's where that is.
Hopefully we'll have some more low temperatures with some snow. We haven't had this small amount of snow in February since 1939.
Oh, wow.
We usually get, I think they said maybe 6 inches, and we basically had a trace.
Yeah.
And, they say that March can come in like a lamb and go out like a lion, or come in like a lion and go out like a lamb. Guess what? I think it's coming in like a lamb, and it's going to go out like a friggin' lion. Really.
Yeah.
Because it's time for rodeo in Houston, which means it's always lousy weather. The trail riders, they just die in the rain and the cold and everything.
And then I have one more whip. So let me pull this
pretty.
out because I still have my magnet board on this one. Everything's sticking to it. Let me get the picture of this. Okay, so this one is from the Keepsakes 2016 that I picked up at a freebie table. And this is Yuletide Revels by Joan Elliott. I started this as my Christmas Day stitch and promptly set it down and didn't stitch on it again. But I started pulling it out. It's actually a pretty good like lunchtime project because it's on Ada. I'm using Perman.
You don't even have to unfold it.
18 count Ada. That's true. I don't.
No. Yeah.
And
and it's only one color.
And it's all one color. I'm using Splendor Silk. And there's my progress. So I've made it all the way across here. Did the first little reveler, I guess. Yeah, and it's coming along. I don't know that I love it. I'm enjoying it. It's okay. I don't know if I'll continue all 3 sections.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to work on something that's one color, though.
It is. That is
like.
nice.
It's like working on the rondo, where it's you don't have to worry about you just cut your thread and off you go. Yeah.
This is a pretty intricate pattern, so it's not mindless stitching, though.
No. Well, this one isn't either, but
it's
true. It's just one color.
Yeah.
That, to me, is the best part.
So that's all our whips, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I did not have any finishes. You had the one you can't show.
Yeah, which I already kind of waved by.
Yep. I have some FFOs.
Oh. I don't.
Oh, wait. No, that's not all the whips. I had a new start. Remember last time I said, I'm going to start one of these things. Guess what? I did. So, my new start is Hands-On Design.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Block Party 31st. So a lot of you have seen this pattern. She's released a bunch of these. I don't know if she's done with the block parties. Whoops. So that's the design. I do plan to make it into that mattress finish. I think that's going to be really fun to do. and I love it. I started this last weekend. I've only stitched on a couple days, but look at how pretty that is.
Yeah.
And this is on 28 count cashel linen in black. And I just love how it pops off the black. Yeah. And I've seen a couple other people stitch these and they always get bogged down by the repeat that happens. Like the Christmas one, it's reindeer. This one, it's pumpkins. So I'm doing like the words and then the pumpkin and words and pumpkin. So I'll work my way down that way instead of leaving all the pumpkins for
How do you feel about stitching on the black? A lot of people really whine and complain about that.
Yeah, it's hard. I've stitched on other blacks that are actually easier than this one.
Really?
This one is kind of hard to see. I have to have my magnifying lamp on and at the right angle.
Oh,
it's like an angle thing. I tried to put something white on my lap. Like I thought that might help. That didn't help. So definitely
because it's a linen, right? So it's
a cashel linen. Yeah. So, but it's worth it because it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like it's worth it. And I was stitching on it one night and I was tired and that's not the time to stitch on this. So this, I will probably wind up stitching on more mornings, daytime stitching. I do my Sunday morning stitching every week.
Oh, that would be a good
So you'll probably see this a lot on Sunday morning stitching because when my eyes are fresh, it's definitely much better. And the light obviously is better during the daytime. Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun new start. I was excited to start that one and I love it. Love those bright colors. All right, now on to whips. FFOs. Okay, so the first one is, I gotta show her first.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
So this piece is a freebie from the Scarlet House, I think on Facebook. I think it was on her Facebook page. I stitched it in 2021, and it was either from that year or the year before. So you'd have to go back a little ways to find this. I stitched it on a 32 count linen. I think it was a Jobelin. This is one of the pieces that we hand dyed on our dyeing day.
We need to do that again. We haven't dyed in a long time.
Yes. And this is aqua. So I totally changed the colors because I think the called for colors were like black, white, and red. And I changed them out to this pink, white, and red. So I really only changed the black, I guess. But I just love how this turned out. And I made it into this cute little pillow. I found this sparkly star fabric in my stash, which is really not good for a quilt, but perfect for a cross stitch finish. And then I did the thing where you sew all around, cut in the middle. And so I made this little heart out of wool felt to close it up.
Neat.
And then the cording.
That's your label in the middle.
And that's my label in the middle, just my initials and the year I stitched it. So it says 2021. And then the chenille is Crescent Colors Cherry Tomato. And I got this, it says $1. So I bought it at a stitcher's garage sale or off of a sale table or something somewhere. And I have just enough left probably for one more thing. I think I used it for something else already, but I love how that turned out. So that's
cute.
FFO number 6 for the year. And then we have number 7. And number 7 is a piece I decided to take in and have frame. I love it. She gets to see them at the same time you guys do. So I tried so many times to find a piece to finish this with, but it's not square. It's just off square. And so when Michael's had their big frame sale, I was like, okay, I'm going to finally do it. So this is Snow White by Little House Needleworks. I stitched this and finished it in August of 2019. So this is the first time you guys have seen this one because that was before we were doing Flosstube.
Wow.
I stitched it on a mystery navy linen. This was something I had in my stash, I remember. I don't know what I had it from. I don't know what else I stitched on this or if I just bought it sometime because I thought, oh, I'd like to stitch something on navy, and I used B5200, I'm pretty sure. I think I used DMC on this. This was another one. I remember it going so fast because it was just the one color.
One color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one was fully finished on the 18th when I picked it up at Michael's. Did drop another piece off at Michael's. It's being reframed because the frame came in and had a blemish on it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I went to pick it up the other day, and well, went to pick it up the first time. There was no glass in the frame, which I had paid for glass. This one does not have glass because it's just a seasonal that will be up for a month. It had no glass. Then I went back, and as they pulled it out, I noticed there was a blemish in the frame. So they're sending it back to remake the frame. So hopefully I'll have that one in 3 weeks.
Well, that's good because
4
one
weeks.
time I went in to pick up mine and there was a spot on my stitching.
Oh, that's
where
bad.
that was not good.
Yeah.
They didn't charge me, but I still had a spot.
Yeah.
And it didn't come out. It was a gift.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is just a simple white frame. I thought that's what this needed. So that is FFO number 7.
Is that for your mother?
No, but it was Nancy's pattern. She loaned it to me. So I'm sure, Nancy, if you want to loan Mom the pattern, she'd like to stitch it. And then my third one, I tell you, I'm doing it this year. So my third one is my Whip Go number 11 for February. So in February, the Whip Go numbers were number 7 and number 11. We'll talk about number 7 in a minute. This is number 11, which for me was something you already started to FFO. And this one, the first time Michelle and I talked and we're coming up with the idea of this challenge, I pulled out this piece to show her and she's like, you already have it interfaced? I had interfaced it and then set it back down. So this became a cute little pillow. This is Hands-On Design, Give Thanks. So Kathy originally stitched this on like a mustardy piece of fabric.
Yeah.
This, I fell in love. I think this was at Persnickety. It's a pumpkin linen. I think it's 32 count. I think I used the called for threads. I don't think I had to make substitutions, but I absolutely love how that one turned out. And so I put a little flange. This was inspired by you and your flange on your Mosey and Me. So the black is a little flange. Cute. This is Priscilla's Pretty Plaids. This is the bigger plaid. I tried it with the big and the small. This one definitely looked better. Yeah. I did a covered button with this little wooden leaf that I got at a paper crafting store. I can't remember the name of it. I wandered in there one day and looked around.
Around here?
At Keystone at the mall. If it's still there. I don't know if it's still there. This was a long time ago. And then I finished it with some of the chenille that came out of our Lady Dot bags that we got. And so I don't know what color this is. This came out of one of the Lady Dot bags. It's one of the bigger chenilles.
Looks like root beer.
It kind of does, yeah. But I thought it went well with the
Now, how did you attach the chenille?
Glue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I looked at the threads I had, and I didn't have a great color that matched, because you could either sew it on or glue it on, and I decided glue.
Great.
Glue would be fine. And this one I actually did close up at the bottom and stitch up, so it's a solid fabric on the back. And this is the fabric that's in the cover button and the flange. And this one was originally stitched December 5th of 2021.
You still need to do a little label for the back.
My initials and the date are tucked in. So my initials are tucked in right there, and the date is tucked in right there.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So that is FFO number 8 for the year. So I started the year, I had 50 items on my list of unfinished items. Now with 8 FFOs and 1 new finish, I'm at 44. So I'm very happy to be making some good progress. You have a finish.
I have a finish that I forgot.
Yeah.
This is the Old Glory by Sam Sarah. I think I had it stitched the last time. And when I went down to Fancy Works, I found a button for it. It was hard to find the button, but I found a button. And then in going through my stash, this was a little tiny frame. I think I also got this at Fancy Work a while back. So I will finish that into that. I had great intentions, but I'm not worth anything right now.
You were not in a position to come up here and
No.
finish. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
Not to make it
Yeah.
look decent. No.
So that's all our finishing. Let's talk about Whip Go numbers real quick.
Yeah,
Since I'm doing
why not?
FFO Whip Go. So
Since you're going nuts and I'm not.
the
yeah.
other number that was pulled for February is number 7. So for me, that was do a new style of finish. Mine is in progress. I'm doing a stand-up for the first time ever. It is not quite done, but my goal is to have it done by Tuesday, which is the end of the month. It's close. I have some hand stitching to do on it and some cording to put on it, but that should be done for our next episode.
And my whip go was embroidered Christmas towels. So I got
Which one is it, 7 or 11?
7.
All right.
So I did 2 of these
Cheer, cheer.
and 2 of the Believe. I still have the
Believe,
Christmas one to
Believe.
do. I would have finished them, except the first cheer came out perfectly. The second cheer, for some reason, I was stitching and I looked over, and instead of gold, it was all white. And I don't know why,
Oh.
but my bobbin thread came
Hold
up.
up.
And so I had to take it out.
Yeah.
And that took me probably over an hour. It was, I had to start back here with the H and all this and all this and all this. And I had to be careful that I didn't put a hole in the towel.
Yeah.
So otherwise I would have had the other 2 done. So I will get them done before the end of the month.
Yay.
And then, then I'll have,
And you have some Christmas presents
and
already.
I'll have a whip go actually finished.
Yes. And what
which
was
is
your
shocking.
other item?
My 11 was work on the wall hanging for the niche, which again, I'm not.
Haven't done
I'm
yet.
Not there. No,
Yeah.
Not there.
Well, the good news is this chart's around all year, so you can
Yeah.
get to it later and
Yeah.
still get yourself a bingo.
Yeah.
Okay, haul and happy mail.
Happy Meal. Well, yeah, damn it. Okay. You know that I have done the
Hands-on.
design laundry, the 3 of them, and Missy from 2 Needles Pulling Thread contacted me and said, I have an extra one. I have one. I'm not going to use it. So she sent it to me. Thank you, Missy. And then Karen in my stitch group said, are you still looking for that? And I said, yes. So she gave me one. And I think we showed them both. And then my note just fell away. Linda, I think it was. Linda or Laura.
Right there. It's on that bag.
Oh, yeah.
Luann.
Luann came into the store last Friday when I was not there because I was home gagging. And she brought me this, and I haven't had a chance to call her or email her because I haven't really been able to talk. But thank you. I will call you.
Yes.
And so now I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And now I have to frame them.
Now you have to
get them.
FFO them.
I have to get them
Those are so
FFO'd.
cute.
But
Yeah.
thank you. This is great. So like I said, now I can hang them in the laundry room, and every time the door opens, they'll fall. But it'll be fine. But thank you, Luann. It was so kind of you to do that. Yeah. And I'm really sorry I missed you. But I will be back on Fridays again.
Other haul.
Oh,
You have a
God.
huge pile over there.
You know, before
I
I got
show-
sick, I went nuts.
You did. Okay. You go first.
Okay.
I only have 2 little things. Well, 2
my-
big things.
My
but-
coloring con just fell on the floor.
Oh, I'll
Okay.
grab it.
Okay. I saw something done with this rain shower from Classic Colorworks, and it was so pretty. And I went in the store, and we had it, so I bought it. And so I have that. And then I showed you the Moda Love Charm Quilt, which was supposed to be a project over MLK weekend. And this is the pattern for it. It's a free pattern. And I had ordered this charm pack for it, but I didn't have anything for the background. And then when Pam was here and we were looking, I haven't opened this yet. But anyway, I got yardage from Pearls and Clovers, which is an online quilt store, and it's one of the pieces in here. So I will be working on that now. That's one thing.
That'd be a good retreat project.
Yes, I'll
yeah,
probably take
especially
that to
if you
retreat.
can pre-cut it.
And then I went to the dollar store to get, I don't know, cards.
Candy.
Yeah, well,
That's they have like
I wound up with this wooden finish piece, which I thought was kind of neat. And then another wooden finish piece, which hopefully will work. And then I thought this frame was cute because it's a 4x4.
It's a square frame.
It's a square frame. And then this was kind of cute. It's a corrugated plaque. And I had something I thought would fit, but it's too big. But anyway, that's okay. And then this is a 4x6 photo frame. So, you know, I mean, the dollar store, they were $1.25 each. So I got out of there, you know, like crazy. And then I was watching somebody, and or maybe it came across on email, but this is a Quilt As You Go. You know, we just did those bags
last year.
Yeah. And this is Quilt As You Go placemats, and it's the same thing with the printed batting, and you sew on the lines and everything. So I went and bought that.
Those are gonna be great.
And then I got 2 pieces of fabric. This one is for the
shopping while sick.
No, this is before I got sick. I'm just insane. This is Belfast linen 32 count to do the lighthouse. Jennifer did that lighthouse, so I'm going to do that. And then this is 32 count beautiful beige, and I just bought a big piece of it because I had several things that I want to finish on that. So that was that.
At the end of last year, we went through a bunch of her patterns, and she kind of kitted up several things she wanted to work on. There were a lot she didn't have the fabric for. We went through and identified, you know, like if she got a yard of beautiful beige, it would work for 4 projects or something. So
And then coloring cotton, I'm in there 3 a month. Brights. And so these are the ones for February.
Oh, they're so pretty.
And they're so pretty. This is Orange Zest. This is Hummingbird, which is really pretty. And then this is Jelly Beans. So those are my 3 for this month. And it doesn't stop. I don't know.
You went
And
nuts.
then I did. Considering I'm not buying much. CrossStitchingSupplies.com is a wonderful online shop. She has patterns and everything, but she has great fabric. And unfortunately, she's closing. She's moving on to new projects. So just to make sure that...
And I showed what I bought from her last time.
So then, of course, I had to follow. This is 32 count Winter Moon linen. This is 28 count Ice Blue. This is 25 count Vintage Country Mocha. This is 25 count Stormy Cloud Lugana. And then this is 25 count Silver Moon Lugana. And with my luck, I probably have at least one of these, if not more, already in my stash.
I'll be happy to help.
But that's okay. I know. And then Sally Tomato, who I follow, you know, I get her emails and everything. She had this kit for the Bella wallet. And so I thought, oh, why not? That'll be fun to do.
Oh, that's pretty.
So this is the pattern for it. It's the Bella wallet by Sally Tomato. And so I bought the kit.
You bought the whole kit.
Yeah, but this is the
cork?
No, it's like a leather.
Oh.
Yeah, for it. So
pleather.
Pleather, yeah. That, and then it came with all the fixings.
Yeah, zippers.
The zippers and everything else. So it's
interface.
So when I get, you know, and then the other thing I bought, which I didn't bring over here, is I made key rings. You know, I've made all those key rings, and they come 60 key rings in a pack.
60
of
the hardware.
Of the hardware.
Yeah.
In a pack, and I've used an entire pack. So I've made 60 key rings.
Yeah.
So I ordered 60 more, which was good because I needed them. And so I did. I'll show you these since we're talking about it. This is, I made an M. Can you see that? And I made a K. And I made an M. Nice. So yeah. So they're really fun on the cork.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of cork too. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, considering I was sick and I didn't do anything, I sure went nuts. You did some
good shopping.
I went nuts.
Yes.
So we won't even talk about that. Oh. Well.
So I have 2 things of haul. And this I found at Michael's yesterday. I walked through the clearance section, and it's 3 boards. You can see down here, and a little stand.
Oh.
And they say, I think they all say, welcome, guest book, cocktails, but you know, we don't need that. I'll cover that right up, and put a stitch piece on it.
How cool is
that? So yeah, I thought they were kind of neat.
And they were marked down?
Yes, they were marked down. Originally they were $32 and they were $12 and they rang up at $10.
Whoa.
And then I used a coupon on them.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So not a coupon, I had a reward thing. And then the other thing I bought, I had to go to Joann's a couple of weeks ago to get batting. I was out of batting for a quilt that is now on my frame. And I wandered around and they had all of their art bin was on clearance. I don't know if it was all or just some, but I saw the lady putting the clearance stickers on. And so I got this one, which is the perfect size for all of my trims and ribbons and yeah, trims and ribbons pretty much.
Wow.
So that was fantastic to be able to put them all in something
place.
with a lid before they come. So that's my other haul. And I got a skein of thread from you yesterday because I was running out of the white for the Halloween piece.
Yeah.
So that's all the haul.
Yeah, so we went kind of crazy.
So let's talk about WIPGO numbers for this month.
Okay.
They got called this morning. Are you ready? I didn't tell her before this.
She won't tell me.
The first one is number 2, which for me is a fabric finish. So finishing something with fabric. What is it for you?
Start a Mill Hill kit.
Well, that one.
Oh, I know which one I want to do.
Ah.
The one Elizabeth Ann can stitch showed a wreath. And I thought it was so neat. And it was an old one, but we ordered it in. And so
you got
that's what I'm going to work on.
So that's what you're going to work on.
Okay.
That'll be a good one to take with us on our
It's the end of this week.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second one is number 22. So what's your 22?
Work on a gift.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to take to retreat. I just told you.
Oh, look at you.
Oh.
And my 22 is something with a heart on it. And one of my inspirational pieces has a heart on it.
Oh.
So that'll be perfect timing because I need to get working on the rest of those.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah, I don't know what my fabric finish will be. I think when I originally wrote that, I was thinking like a wall hanging thing, but it could be a pillow. I don't know. Just something with fabric. I will definitely find something to work on. So those are the 2 March ones. Do you have any quilting or knitting to share?
Not to share, but I was working on my hat, and I took my husband to the gym the other day, and so I just sat outside instead of going in and sitting there knitting while all these people were going in to exercise. I was sitting in the car, and remember I had all the needles sticking out of it. Well, I finally got it rearranged and got them on the right needles and everything, and then I dropped several stitches, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't, because of the pattern, the way it is. So I took it all out, and I'm recasting it. So.
And that was on your WIPGO board too.
That was on my WIPGO board.
Yeah.
It was make a hat. I think it's going to be start a hat.
You'll finish it by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then as I was FFOing in my sewing room last weekend, I decided I wanted to cut something out new to work on. So I also pulled the Moda Love Charm quilt, but I decided I have so much fabric. I'm going to do it out of fabric I had. So I pulled blues and purples. So here's what I realized. After Christmas, when I took down all my quilts, I don't have anything to go up before Valentine's Day when I put up red and white. So I thought this would be awesome in January when it's cold, those snowy, icy blues. And then I looked and looked and looked for something to go with it, and I didn't find anything. So we might have to run out to the quilt shop this afternoon. Oh, poor thing.
Darn, could we do
and pick colors to go with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited. I counted it out. The purples are going to go in the middle and make the middle star, and then all these bluey, greeny, ice blues are going to go around the edges. And I think I want a gray.
Do you have 42 there?
I do.
Wow.
I do. Yep.
Wow.
So,
ooh, that'll be pretty.
It's fun. It's always fun to cut out a new project.
Yeah. Neat.
So that's what's going on with quilting.
Yes.
All right. We've alluded to it a bit, but we have big plans coming up this weekend. You want to share them?
Well, as you know, I work at Persnickety, and Jennifer works there too. I'm a little more regular, but she comes in, And the exciting news is that there is a wholesale market every year, and it's in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going.
Yes.
We're so excited. We're leaving Friday morning, and we're coming back late Sunday, and we're going with 2 other gals that also are.
We'll be buyers. We'll be buyers for the shop. Yeah.
And so
it is not open to the public.
No, it
is
not.
It's only open to shops who've registered. We are super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with any luck at all, we're going to meet up with Terry and Jamie from Cornhusker State Stitchers.
And Helen.
And Helen D is going to be there. And Liz from Elizabeth Ann Stitch.
And all the designers. We won't start listing them.
Oh, Lord, yeah. So we're going to get to see a bunch of people. So we're really excited.
The best part, we get to spend somebody else's money.
Yeah. And I have a bunch of blank checks.
Yes. So it's so fun.
Yeah. We've been getting, all the designers send out emails to the shops. So Vicky's been forwarding them to us. And it's like, my God, isn't your hand broken? There's just so many. So we've been going through them. The four of us got together with Vicky and talked about, how much we could spend and where we should look and what we can look for and everything. And the other two who are going have kind of a different taste in patterns than we do.
They go much more towards reproduction, samplers,
that kind of stuff. Whereas we're more, I would say, contemporary
fun.
You can tell by what we show you. And so we're going that way and they're going that way. And I'm sure at some point we'll meet. Yeah. And then we're also going to look for fabric.
Yes.
Bring in some new fabric for the store.
New fabric and accessories and all of that. So I will just quickly mention, because then in 3 weeks, it's our cross stitch retreat. If any of you are coming to retreat, you want to place some pre-orders, the contact information will be down below. You can call her or email her and pre-order whatever you want for market, and then we'll get to the shop for it for you, and you can pick it up when you come for retreat. Yes. And if there's anybody else who doesn't have a local shop, I know there are a ton of shops online who are doing pre-orders, but if you'd like to support Persnickety, you can do a pre-order through her as well. And if it's on the contemporary side, it will have touched our hot little hands.
Yeah. and Saturdays, I don't know that we'll get up today, but Saturday she's open till 4:00. She's closed on Monday. But Tuesday and Wednesday, and that would probably be about the last day.
About Wednesday.
Yeah, she's open 10 to 5. Mm-hmm. So you could call Tuesday or Wednesday if you wanted to place an order.
And get the order in.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have market next week, which is going to be really fun. And then we have retreat in 3 weeks. That's our Two Tall Stitchers retreat. It'll be our second year for our March retreat. We're very much looking forward to it. We are full.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And we're just going to have a great time with everybody. Some new people coming, some people returning, some people who tried to come to a retreat before finally are able to come to this one. So it's going to be a really fun weekend.
And we have the dates for next year.
Yeah.
So
we'll share those.
I have to print that out and sign it, but we've got that.
I have the link below to my blog, which is where the retreat information is. The way that we work it is the people who attend have the first chance to sign up, and we give them about a month to sign up to come back the next year, and then we open it for general registration and for waitlist once that time period is passed. And this year we've gone through 10
for 2 retreats. We've gone through the waitlist quite.
So yeah,
people, things change when you're planning 6 months or a year ahead.
Yeah,
you don't know that families coming into town, or there could be some kind of medical problem, or there could be any kind of
stuff comes up.
So we've had some people that have had to drop out, but
sometimes babies
new people
arrive.
Yeah.
New grandmas are spending time with new babies.
So we have some new people coming, and we're looking forward to meeting them. And so I don't know when we'll film next, because that's retreat weekend.
2 weeks, or it might be 4 weeks, but we'll be a little bit off schedule.
Or maybe we could do a really quick live on Saturday.
She says all this. She has no idea how to do a live.
Yeah, right. Plus, the store will be closed, so we have to open it on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Vicky will be at the market.
Okay.
Excuse me. Notice how she keeps going like this every time I call.
Well, I'm going to edit that out, so they're not going to see that. But I'll leave the part in about how I lean away from you. So I think we're just about done. We have a question for you today, like we always do. And our question is, what is your favorite type of floss to stitch with? Is it cotton floss like DMC or Cosmo? Is it hand-dyed? We're not necessarily looking for brands, but like a cotton floss that's a single color, an over-dyed, a silk, something else. Let us know what your favorite type of floss is. Mine is over-dyes.
Yeah.
Is that yours too?
Yeah. We use that a lot.
I've done a little bit with silks. They always catch on my dry hands. So that's the only reason I don't love silks. You have a big project to start on silks.
Yes, I do.
Medium project.
A medium,
to start on silks.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see how you like that.
Yeah, I will be too.
Yeah. All right. I think that's everything. Thank you very much for joining us,
Yes.
for watching us, for commenting, for answering our question of the day. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like this craziness, please please hit the subscribe button and the notification so that you know when we share next time, especially since our schedule will be a little bit off. Follow us on Instagram. I'm at Jen Quilter and you're at Grand Stitches. And we'll be posting some stuff for market, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was great to spend the time with you. Sorry I sound so froggy. Hopefully by the next time we're together, I'll not sound this way.
Yeah.
And won't be coughing and making her go like this all the time. So, yeah. So have a great weekend. It's going to be ridiculously warm here for February.
But sunny. I'll take the sun.
And it's sunny, but it should be snowing and sunny.
Yeah.
But you know me.
Yeah.
I want snow. So
all right.
thanks for coming. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.